Now, routines are like cron jobs. They happen periodically, like clockwork. Habits are situational. And so instead of like a cron job, they're situational. So here are some habits I use. I pause before I press enter. It's a habit that has served me very well. Before I delete something, I type echo space rm space whatever, press return to make sure the file list is what I want, and then I cursor up, delete the word echo, press return. It's a good habit to get into. I write the test before I write the code. So test-driven development is where you test the program before you've written it. And you keep writing more and more of the code until all of your tests pass, and then you know you're done. The system equivalent would be monitoring. So one way of deploying, if you have 50 web servers, the way to deploy number 51 is you add it to the monitoring system, and the monitoring system maybe checks 20 qualities of that web server. Well, you install it and you configure it, and then you look back at the dashboard of the monitoring system, and when it goes all green, you know you're done. And if later you find out that there's something you forgot, that means you need to update your monitoring system. I ping before and after disconnecting a cable. Ever do this? Like, oh yeah, we're decommissioning the machine. Well, I pulled out the cable, pinged it. Oh, yep, that's right. And it turned out you were pinging the wrong IP address. So you ping, make sure it works. Then you disconnect the cable. Then you ping again and make sure it doesn't work. Simple habit that I've developed.
Why do you have to disconnect the cable?
Why do I have to disconnect the cable? Well, yeah, actually, in theory, maybe you've halted it, or
You'll shut down the port.
or shut down the port, or whatever you want to.
Then you see that the port is down.
Right, but you want to ping before and after to make sure that you got the right one.
Right.
Sort of like with RAID systems now, there's usually a command that'll flash the light on a particular hard disk. So when you're on the phone to the technician in Austin and saying, no, let me give a real example, in Pittsburgh, and, and you're saying, okay, ready to pull out the disk? Yes. Okay, I'm flashing the light. It's the one that's flashing. And they pull out the right disk? Yeah. Or in my case, pulls out the disk on a machine that was decommissioned and powered off like a year ago. It was crazy. It's like the first clue might be that the machine you were in front of wasn't powered on. Okay. That system didn't have the flashing light command. I check for my keys before I close my car door. That's another habit that has helped me a lot. So what habits and routines do people use? Like, share with the group. Yes?
You're writing an email that you even have the slightest inkling might be inflammatory, save it in your drafts, and then wait for 2 or 3 hours and add it again before you send it.
Good habit. Wait 24 hours before you send the flame. Sure. Leave the 2-line blank. Yes. Absolutely. Yes?
Related to your last one, check for keys. My keys are always in the same pocket, always.
Keys are always in the same pocket.
It's always in the same pocket every time.
Right. So you always know wallet, keys, microphone. Yes?
I lock my doors from the outside.
Lock your doors from the outside. Sure. And my keys, there's only 2 places my keys are allowed to be. Front right pocket or a particular desk in the house. And that way I lose them less. Sure. Yes?
I have a checklist before I leave the house.
You have a checklist before you leave the house. Good. Well, the afternoon session we talk a lot about checklists, but I like that very much. I first saw that I had a professor who had a little checklist in his office door that was like, turn off lights, make sure computer's off, blah, 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 blah. And the first time I saw that, I was like, boy, can't this guy remember anything? He needs a checklist. But now I'm like, hey, that's one less thing to think about. One less decision he has to make, and he has brain power for more things. Sure. Yes?
We have a remote machine room, so the last thing you do before you walk out is check the monitor.
Oh, okay. Check the monitors. Check the monitoring dashboard before you leave a room. Right, to make sure you didn't kick a cable. Absolutely. So routines are periodic, habits are situational, and automatic yes answers are things that are just plain good ideas and polite. You know, would this be a good time to save my work? Well, let's see. Microsoft Word hasn't crashed in a while, and the power seems to be very reliable. And no, I don't need to save my work. No, no, no. If you have to ask, it's a good time to press Control-S. Should I bring my PDA or PAA with me? Yes, because as I said before, the one time the movie star is going to ask you on a date, you want to have your PDA with you. Should I record this task? Like I said before, oh, this task is so important. The VP just asked me to do something that's so important. How could I possibly forget it? No, because it's important, you have to write it down. And should I call now that I'm going to be late? Well, obviously, that's just being polite. Okay. Any other habits, routines, or automatic yes answers you'd like to share with the group? Yes?
The movie star asks me for a date, my automatic answer would be yes.
If the movie star asks me on a date, the answer is yes.
Any deals?
Right, because your wife might understand that you have to change the plan, right? Absolutely. Priorities. Depends on who the movie star is. Cool. Great.